I grew up in India. I grew up in the southern part of India, a place called Chennai. And then I actually came to graduate school in Chicago. So I hopped on a plane for the first time and on a one-way ticket and came to Chicago for graduate school. Growing up in India, I had no sort of concept of what being gay was. We actually didn't even have a word for it in the Indian languages that I spoke. I actually came out in the United States. I had a desire to be authentic. I felt like I would be living a lie if I did not come out and if I did not acknowledge what I was feeling inside.
As a little kid going through hardships and generational trauma and situations that you really don't understand yourself, as I'm growing and learning, for me, I'd always innately attached myself to holistic spaces and things that just made me feel happy. I definitely have a lot of layers to myself. I come from big families, dad of 7 kids and mom of 5. Growing up, I was in spaces where I didn't feel like I fit in. I tried to go and surround myself with the people that made me feel whole, that made me feel seen and made me feel loved. And that's what I try to do every day as an ally. I am from right outside Detroit, Michigan. I was raised by primarily a single mom. I definitely felt othered a lot when I was growing up from a very early age. I think one, being quite poor, but then in addition to that, I was one of 3 Hispanic kids in my school, and I also was very much a tomboy. So I wasn't girly enough for the girls, but I wasn't boyish enough for the boys. Quite young, when I was about 8 or 9, my cousin died from complications of AIDS, and that was really difficult for our family. I think that hurt my mom so much, and it also gave her this skewed perception of what she felt was like the consequence of his lifestyle as a gay man. And that colored her perspectives of the LGBT community, which also had lasting impacts on me navigating my own gender and sexual identity and not having a space that I could have any discussions about it.
I grew up in a first-generation family as the child of Vietnamese refugees. As a child, I had to go through navigating 2 identities, first one as Asian American and the second as queer. I didn't really see others like me on TV or movies, and there was no stories of us thriving.
I had to create the space where I would be accepted, and I actually was one of the founding members of a high school's first ever LGBT club, which was awesome. I've sought out those spaces wherever I've been, and at Blue Shield, it's like so great to just have that space already there for us.
Blue Shield has spent about 10 or more years now intentionally developing company culture. So Blue Shield has made it a primary feature of our company culture that everyone here knows there are people that you can connect to, ask for help, talk about any trials or tribulations that you're having in your personal life or professional life. It's very, very meaningful in all of these different ways, and it's become more and more important as the world has become more and more homophobic and transphobic.
His identity, I'm gay, I'm brown, I'm Hindu, I'm an immigrant, I'm a single dad. So I think I bring those many intersectional identities to life and to work. My big takeaway is that I need to do my part to make sure that I can help others through that journey, and I've continued to sort of be a source of support to people that might be in the coming out journey. We, as a company and as a community and as a society, have a powerful obligation to make sure that we are creating those safe and inclusive spaces where people feel comfortable reaching out, people are aware of where they can go, and people feel comfortable just letting their guard down.
Pride fundamentally is the ability to live out, proud, and free of danger. You can come here and know that you have value as a person, regardless of how much money you have, what you look like, your job, what your family thinks about you. Human beings have inherent value, and when you own that about yourself, you are conscious of it, and you believe that in every way, the way you move through the world will inherently change for the better.
I'm grateful to work at a company like Blue Shield where I think the human aspects is really alive, and you see it in our leaders, co-workers who I feel I can be my authentic self and really bring my full self to work.
if I could give any bit of advice to someone else who's feeling othered or who has experienced imposter syndrome or doesn't know what it means, is even Googling it right now to look it up, I would definitely tell them to find your safe space, find the people that make you feel alive, and join the groups that make you feel happy at your core